Nothing compares to what we know in Jesus. See why what we know in God is like nothing else in this episode of 5 Minutes Closer. I'm Vaughn Weatherford, and this is 5 Minutes Closer. For the next 5 minutes, let's explore some biblical truths and apply them to your life. No podcast, including this one, can transform your life or give you what you really need. Only Jesus can do that. You can find out why in what I've called the first five episodes of 5 Minutes Closer. Each following episode explores scriptural truths that, if you follow them, will bring you 5 minutes closer to the person God created you to be. Let's see if we can get you 5 minutes closer. Ever wonder how an ant finds your picnic? For one thing, thousands of ants are in each colony, all out scouring the landscape looking for food. When one ant finds that chip that you dropped on the ground, they leave a chemical trail that other ants can follow. The other ants find the trail and know, hey, Doritos are this way. Suddenly, an entire colony of ants shows up to share your hot dog. Scientists also believe that ants memorize the route to the food. They don't have to keep sniffing with their antenna to find that chemical trail. Paying attention as they go, they remember to turn left at the bottle cap. That's where the snacks are. We can learn a lot by simply paying attention. If we're paying attention to the work of God, what we know has eternal significance. So open your eyes. You will see God at work all around you. You'll see how God has been at work and realize precisely what Moses told the nation of Israel, that no other God could do that. No amount of money, no prestige, nothing that might tempt you to substitute for God in your life. Nothing will ever come close to what God has already done. Moses wanted the people of Israel to understand that nothing comes close to God. This is what he says in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 32. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before you, since the day that God created man on earth, and ask from one end of heaven to the other, whether such a great thing as this has ever happened or was ever heard of. Moses invites the people of Israel to take a look back and see what God had done. The Exodus experience, in particular, was clear evidence of God at work. Moses encouraged the people to look at what God had done in delivering them from Egypt and what God had done in establishing his covenant with them at Mount Sinai. Never before in history had what happened to the nation of Israel happened to anyone else. God's voice came from the fire, the deliverance from Egypt, the miraculous wonders surrounding all of that. No one else had seen the Red Sea part and walked across on dry land, or received bread from heaven, or found water from a rock. What they had seen God do, no one had seen before. Now they stood poised to enter the promised land. They would face the temptation to follow after other gods. Moses' response, remember what God has done for you. Did any of those idols part the waters recently? Remembering what God had done would do at least two things for the nation of Israel. It would forever answer the temptation to follow other gods. No idol or false god had ever done anything like what the true God had done. No idol or false god ever would. Go to any public park and try to get lunch from one of the statues. You and the pigeons will be standing there a long time. The true God provided manna in the desert. No false god did that. Second, remembering what God had done would keep the nation focused on the most important task they had for the future, serving God. Recognizing God's mercy and blessings would lead to worship, which would lead to obedience. All they had to do was take time to remember how they had seen God's hand at work. The same is true for you and me. Take a look at what God has done in your life. He's forgiven you, given you a new life, and promises an eternity with Him in heaven. And that's just getting started. Never forget that nothing compares to what we know in Christ, because now you're 5 minutes closer. My prayer is that these 5 minutes have challenged you, inspired you, and caused you to consider applying God's message for your life from His Word. To find out more, visit our website at 5minutescloser.com. Join me next time to see if we can get you 5 minutes closer.